hello. Welcome. Come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here, all right? This is Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. Pay the toll, okay? Pay the toll. Season 2, Episode 4. We got Rock, she out here in daggone art galleries. You know, we got Kanan and Juke both trying to find themselves, find their family, find what's real, find what's fake, okay? Doing it their way, all right? And then we got, just Marvin being Marvin, and Lou, of course, is still up in the studio. Let's go ahead, y'all, and get into this episode and take it from the top, baby. I'll just say to myself, listen, at first I was about to be like, throw the whole family away, okay, because they all liars. But then I realized, wait a minute, hold up, that's not even daggone Rock side, okay, that's Defcon's side. So he get it from both sides of the family, but then technically that ain't even his real damn daddy. So either way you look at it, this boy is screwed. The more time goes on, the more we understand why Kanan ended up the way that he did. He never stood a chance, y'all. He never stood a chance. So we start this episode out basically with trying to get this money together, right? Well, rather get the drugs together. They piling it up inside this truck. Remember, Rock wants to make these moves to Jersey. They're basically putting it in the walls of the truck, figuring that that's secure. We see that they are going to be going to Newark, New Jersey. And so as soon as the guy basically gets over in Jersey, stops at this red light, you have a guy stop in front of him and he's tying his shoes. And I'm already knowing like, this ain't good. Something about to go down, right? And he starts beeping the horn for the guy to get out his way. And basically they jump up with the guns out and like get the okay. And they pull him out and basically Rock shit is gone, okay? And so we see that she's already having big problems with this move that she's trying to make to Jersey. And we know that Marvin gave her a warning about this from the beginning, right? And I said he was right with what he was saying. So then we seeing, Miss Rock is chilling with Cartier, okay? And he's showing her this art and he trying to give her a breakdown of, what the different arts is. And she's like, listen, I know who the hell you really are and what you really is about. So you could basically, let go all the fancy talk, okay? And he said, listen, in this art gallery, I'm Cartier. In the streets, I'm still Cartier, okay? I just roll harder when I'm out there. And he says, I'm surprised that you even would join me this evening, right? He's telling her she looking good and all this stuff. But he was like, I thought you was completely disinterested in me when I met you in the, studio the other day. So she says she had a lot going on that day, but she's here now. And he's basically like, indeed. So she said, I'm just trying to figure out what the heck you trying to do with everything that you done, had going down, right? And so basically he says the only limitations he have, or people have is what they set on themselves. He's basically like, what's the one thing that holds you back? What's the one thing you have a problem with, right? She talking about some damn drama. So he like, nah, think a little bit harder, okay, right? What's too much that you have in your business? So then she's like, money, basically the rats is eating my stuff up at this point. And he's basically like, yeah, you can't get rid of it, get rid of all of it, can you? So she start thinking and she like, mother, you up in here basically cleaning your money through this damn art gallery, right? And he's like, you a fast learner, okay? You a quick learner. So he's basically like, let's see what else, you can learn, okay? Let's continue this conversation. And so she letting him know, he lets her know that I like that about you, right? Amongst other things. And so you know how Rock is. She giving him that smile and he go ahead and reach out for her hand and she go walking off with him. In the meantime, Kanan is taking a trip up to see, his uncle, okay, Defcon's brother. He got some questions. He want to see him. He want to speak to him. So when he get in there, of course, he don't even know who the hell he is. He's like, look, who the hell are you? They told me I had some family here. And Kanan is like, I'm Kanan Stark, I'm Defcon's son. So he's basically like, oh, okay, well, what made you come? What you want to see me about? He's like, oh, wow, yeah, I remember you. When I last saw you, you was a damn little ass baby, right? And he's just giving him mad attitude. He's like, I had some questions about my dad. Did he ever talk about me and things like that? Oh, well, you was just a baby, so he really didn't talk that much, right? And even when he said he was Defcon's kid, the uncle was basically like, oh, so Rock's kid. What other kid would it be, you know? And so he's like telling him, you all grown up, you Diesel and shit. And, you know, Kanan is laughing about that. But he was like, I can't do nothing for you, Kanan. So really, what are you doing here? He was like, well, I just want to talk about my father. He like, okay, so talk then. So Kanan starts to say, you know, I just wanted to know, like, what he used to say about me, how he was. Did he even ever talk about me? And, you know, of course, like I said, he was telling him he was just a baby. He was like, it wasn't much to say. So then Kanan was like, well, you know, basically start looking down. And then he says, well, wow, what did Rock say? And he says, well, she just told me stories about how smart he was, how he was running everything. And Vernon is basically like, yeah, he had respect on the street. And he was like, that's correct. And so he was like, he had everything locked down or whatever. And he said, you know, Kanan says he definitely was my father. And, you know, Vernon, what you said? He was like, what you mean? Was he your daddy? He was like, what did Rock tell you? So I'm like, And he's like, whoa, 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 nah, it's nothing like that. He was like, you know, I'm just asking because people be saying shit. And he was like, people always going to say shit, okay? Especially when the person is not there to defend themselves, okay? And so basically he starts to tell him like, oh, you remind me of Def. You know, you got the same eyes, you got the same heart. And, you know, he probably would have did what you doing right now, too. He would have came down here and looked me in my face and asked me questions. But when he said you got the same eyes, Kanan looked at him kind of funny. Did you peep that? And so basically, you know, he's saying that he could have had any bitch he wanted to and did whatever he wanted to, and he ran everything and all of that. And so he tells Kanan it's his time to get it, all right? He got to do the same thing like his daddy did, because his daddy was about his age when he got everything started. And then when the time is up, he basically says, yo, leave me because some, you know, something from my commissary, because, you know what I'm saying, smokes is going up in here. I said, Lord have mercy, Kanan. So that was just basically a wasting trip to see Vernon, okay? So, you know, when he get outside to the car, we find out that it's Marvin that's waiting out there for him, right? And at the same time, we seeing Lulu going in the studio. And, of course, he's getting a call about the situation that happened in Jersey. And he's like, I can't go there right now. You're going to have to call Marvin. You know, I had told her not to mess with this Jersey shit anyway. So then, you know, he gets in there and he sees everything unplugged. He like, yo, is this a joke? And Crown like, joke. He's like, oh, no, shit, yeah, I had to go ahead and get rid of those. You know, I had to get rid of the board because of all these expenses we got, Lou. But it's all good. I'm working on something. I already found another one. I'm in negotiations right now. And so Lou is like, how long is this negotiations going to take, okay? Because how the hell we supposed to do anything without a mixing board? We can't do shit. And so Crown is telling him, I got this handled, Lou. But Lou don't feel like you got it handled, Crown. You playing games. Lou done pushed him up against the wall. And he's telling Lou to relax. And Lou like, I am relaxed. Trust and believe you gonna know when I'm not. But stop testing me, okay? Stop testing me, because you just really don't want to see me get agitated, all right? So now, you know, as Marvin and, you know, Kanan go ahead to try to get ready to drive back home now, and he's telling the people that's calling from Jersey he can't come either because Rock done sent him up here, you know, to handle this situation with Kanan. So he's like, you're going to have to get in touch with her. So when Kanan getting in the car, like I said, he's basically like, yo, you know, so what happened? Did you get the answers that you wanted to get? You know what I'm saying? I hope the shit was worth it because there's other stuff going on. The whole world is blowing up and you over here worried about some damn trading stories. He was like, you do know that Vernon went to jail for stealing some welfare money, right? He's scandalous, okay? He ain't about shit and he don't care about nobody but himself. And that's your other uncle, okay? And so Kanan was basically like, you know, I don't know nothing from nothing at this point, right? I don't know no more than I knew before, and I don't know what I know. And so Marvin says the one thing you can guarantee that you know is that your mother loves you. You know, she'll do anything for you. You got family around you that got your back at all times, and that's all a God could really ask for. The point is that, you know, the only ones who count is the ones that are here for you, right? That's the ones that you got. And he basically, you know, drives off. He says, yeah, it may not be perfect, but, you know what I'm saying, that's the way it is, and they there for you, and that's what you count on. So, I mean, listen, Marvin was speaking a little bit of knowledge there, okay? He told him that was all that mattered. So, then, you know, we basically seeing, Rock again, right? Did we see Rock again? Yeah. No, I'm sorry. No, we see Juke. She goes to her mama house. She ringing the bell or whatever, and she lets her up. When she opens the door, she's just like, wow, this is a surprise, a nice surprise, but a surprise nonetheless, right? And so she invites her in, and you can see a picture there where she's been like directing the youth choir, and she's telling Juke, you should be able to meet them one day if you want to, okay? And she brings them in, some Kool-Aid juice, whatever it was, and sits that down. And Juke gets right to it. She's like, well, why did you leave me? And, of course, she was even asking how Marvin is doing. And she was like, Marvin is Marvin. And so she was like, I'm so moved to have you here and have my eyes on you. And I don't know what to say. But Juke didn't want to, mess around with the small talk. She was basically like, why did you leave me? And her mom was like, Dad, you get right to it, don't you? Okay, you jump right in. And so she goes, I was young. I wasn't that much older than you, and she basically was like, basically she was scared with having a new child and, not knowing whether she really wanted to be with this man or not. And she had basically went to LA thinking that she could get famous and rich, and that when she would get money, she would have came back from Juke. But the next thing you know, she got mixed up with bad people and got into bad things, the wrong people or whatever. And before she knew it, 10 years had went by, and it didn't seem right to just basically she felt like she would mess her up even more, right? That it would be wrong for her to come back after 10 years and jump on the door or whatever, her doorstep. She was like, that would have been more wrong than when she actually left her. And Juke is like, no, that wouldn't have been more wrong, okay? Not at all. Like, girl, you don't know what the hell I've been here going through. She ain't say all of that, but, we know that's what the hell she was thinking. And so I'm like, that's your excuse. That was a lame excuse, lady. That was a real lame excuse, okay? I didn't want to really pass no judgment until we heard what she was going to have to say, because in my mind, I was thinking like, okay, some things probably went down with Marvin. And I was even thinking that Rock pushed her out the way. Now, maybe we going to find out more later on, but the story you giving right now, girl, that ain't it. But she telling her, Laverne, God is great. He brought me back to you. I'm not asking for forgiveness, but I'm asking for a chance. I would love to get to know you and spend time with you and, be able to have you back here in my house. She goes sitting over there, holding her arm and hand and telling her, I know I don't deserve it. And, Laverne, okay, a.k.a. Juke, is looking like, lady, I don't know about all of that, right? And, she's basically telling her that she should be with her and all of this different kind of stuff, right? And so Laverne does, like, put her hands over her hands. So I guess she's, thinking about it, right? Then we see Rock with this air freshener spraying while she's smoking a cigarette. So I'm like saying, what the hell is she spraying like that for? But come to find out, when Kanan gets in there, he's like, yo, it smells like dead rats in here. What the hell is going on? That smell is horrible. They telling him to go in this room and sit there for a minute and watch TV so they could talk. And he's like, oh my God, that smell is so disgusting. So they like, air freshener. Just use the air freshener. It'll be okay. But we know that is the damn dead body basically rotting in the walls and stinking them. The whole place. And I'm like, damn, y'all really didn't think about that at all? Ooh, God, I can't imagine, because I know when it's just a dead rat, that do be stinking. Now imagine the whole body. So nonetheless, Kanan is opening up the closet and spraying, and lo and behold, he looks down and sees the sneaker boxes, and the first box just really has sneakers in it, but the next box has money. And of course, Mr. Kanan decides he gonna go ahead and steal the money, as if nobody would not be able to notice that it's damn money missing. In the meantime, they out talking in the living room area. And of course, Rock is still being hard-headed, right? She don't give a damn what no Italians say. The Italians ain't gonna tell her what to do. Marvin and Lou ain't gonna tell her what to do. Nobody ain't gonna tell her what to do. She gonna do what she wanna do regardless, and she ain't listening to nobody, and ain't nobody gonna run her off and all of that different kind of stuff, right? And she's still basically trying to do business, no matter what. So I said, okay, girl, I hope you know what you're doing. You playing a real, real tough game out here in these streets. So basically, they were saying these Italians don't play, okay? You cannot be playing around with them. And it seemed like Marvin and even Lou was on the same page about this. Now, she's still talking about it's her job to solve problems. She solves problems every day. You know, she could handle this or whatever. She don't give a damn who the hell it is, right? It's a new day, new problem, and she'll solve this one too. So I said, like I said, okay, Rock, because Rock is starting to think she's invincible and she know every damn thing. And, you know what I'm saying, nobody can outsmart her. She's smarter than everybody. And sometimes that gets real dangerous. So we have Juliana, whatever. She back in her store, you know. She even looked like she was watching the TV and smiling again. And here come Unique walking in. Oh, hey, mommy, how you doing? Now, mind you, it looks like Rock got some type of security in the back that's watching the money. So every minute, Juliana's looking nervous and looking in the back to make sure that the person is still there. And he's telling her, like, oh, it's just business. It was nothing personal. You know, don't worry about it. He over here getting a can of Sprite and giving her the money and basically, you know, touching her face and all this stuff, pushing back her hair. And Juliana's just looking nervous as hell. And he talking about you taking good care of yourself, love, and all of this. And he was like, you know, when she was trying to give him back the change, he's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I think that makes us even. You know what? You go ahead and keep that change, right? And so when he walks out, you know, we seeing that he's walking over to Warrell's car. And I said, well, damn, y'all not even trying to, you know, hide. Like, they out in the open and you can't hear what they're saying to each other, but you do see that he stops and talks to Warrell. And I said, at this point, Warrell, you are basically skating by on borrowed time. At this point, Warrell can get killed by Unique, or Warrell can get killed by Rock and them, right? I'm surprised they actually even still working with him. Now, I said from the beginning, when he flip-flopped on Unique the way he did, I didn't take it too personal because this is the streets. This is a street game. If you ain't got no way to get nothing and I got a way to get something, I'm going to go and get it. And on top of that, him treating him bad. But I also see that Warrell cannot be trusted, and he's going to just basically go out for his self-interest either way that it goes. And so he would be a dangerous player that definitely somewhere down the line is going to have to be taken out, right? Rock shouldn't be trusting him, and neither should Unique at this point. So anyway, we see them leaving out, and you know, Lulu asked to speak to Rock for a minute by herself, and Kanan was just kind of like, you know, I'm tired of y'all always pushing me to the side every time y'all want to talk. You know, I'm not some little kid. And Lulu is like, please come on, you know, like give us a minute, right? It's not gonna be long. And so he go ahead to the car, and Lulu is basically saying, you know, he's short. Okay, he know this is not a good time, but he's basically short, and he wants to know if Rock can help him out. And she's like, well, I already said that my money is your money and your money is my money. So basically, you would be borrowing from me just to give it back to me. Just to give me back my own money is really not even borrowing. You know, at this point, she laughing at him, and she was like, you know, you keep messing around with this studio that's not giving you nothing, that I've been told you to leave the hell alone. You know, what about this recording studio? We're supposed to be giving you this legit cash and all of that. And he's still talking about something just got started. He just getting on his feet. And she's like, at this point, you coming off like a hoe. And he's like, well, I'm not a hoe, Rock. And she like, stop acting like one, okay? But she tells him, look, I got you. But that also means that your first name is on point and your last name is on time, okay? In this business, this family business, it means no more telling me, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late. I was at the studio. Get your shit together, Lou. And at this point, Lou, yeah, you really don't got much of a damn argument, brother, okay? As much as I love you, you don't, all right? And so, of course, this is when we have this conversation with, you know, Kanan, where Rock is like, yeah, you happy you went and got to speak to your father's brother. That's what you wanted, right? And she all smiles. And he's like, yo, Ma, why did you want me to kill that cop? Like, really, what's the truth here? You know, you put that gun in my hand or whatever. You telling me that he was crazy and all this, but that ain't enough. That don't make no sense. Not to me, right? So Kanan is finally using his brain. And he's like, you know, she's telling him about it. He was trying to basically, you know, mess her up or whatever. You know, Rock got a little nervous. She was looking around, and he was like, you said it was to protect us or whatever, but protect them from what? And so she walks back over to him, and she's basically like, you know how these cops are. They try to set you up and put stuff on you. She was like, he was basically threatening to put me up north for $120. And he was like, that don't make no sense. He didn't have proof of that, Ma. And she was like, Andy Wiz. And he was like, he's a cop, Kanan. You know, she tells him he's a cop, Kanan. She says, you don't see what they did with the Central Park 5. Do you really think those boys did that? All you got to do is have their word. I said, Rock, you know what? Every time I think you can't get no damn lower, you do, girl. You lie like you freaking breathe, okay? It comes too damn easy to you. Like, Rock is gonna lie till she die. That's all it is, baby. She lies to her son so freaking easy. And the fact that you take a real life situation that we do know that there are cops out here that do things like that, right? So you're gonna take something that is real and you're gonna throw it back on your child to say, you know, this is what he was trying to do to us, when you know that that's not true. And the more you keep lying, the more Kanan is not believing you. And you don't even see it as somebody that's supposed to be so freaking extra smart. This shit is amazing to watch, okay? That's all I gotta say. And so anyway, she telling him that's how it works. That's the game. You know, Howard, you know, basically knew that he could get over, and he was right because I care about you. You know, the truth is you're the one that I care about the most in the world, right? And so basically, you know, he's saying that she's saying he would have took all them down, her, his uncles, and everybody, right? And so she was basically like he was going to now she tells Kanan he was going to lock him up for $120, right? And this was the toughest decision that she had to ever make in her life, baby. But like I said before, you know, I'm sorry that I hurt you. I said, Rock, girl, you dangerous, okay? Danger. But, you know, she telling him she love him and all of this. And you could just see it in Kanan's face, like, okay, lady, you gonna keep lying. You gonna lie on top of lie, on top of lie, on top of lie. So at this point, I don't even know why Kanan keeps trying to have these conversations. But nonetheless, moving on from that, you know, we have Juke come home, right, back to Marvin's house. And he actually got the house all, you know, cleaned up. He done remodeled her whole daggone room. You know, got it repainted, got new stuff up on the wall. And I noticed that he got this karaoke machine on the side that he bought her. And 1 minute she just looking real shocked, and the next minute she like, ugh, and she just want to hurry up and get her stuff and get out of there. But of course he comes in not too long after her, and he's just like, oh, you back? You see the, you know what I'm saying, how I fixed up the room? You see I tried to get stuff that I would think you would like on the wall and da 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 da. And she just standing there looking at him, right? She don't say nothing. And I'm like, you know, Marvin, I see what you trying to do, bro, but you still got to apologize to her. And even if you apologize, you know, more than likely she's still not going to forgive you. But that's a start. You can see that Marvin is doing what a lot of families do, where they don't say I'm sorry. They just figure we could push past it, right? I'm going to buy you new things. I'm going to get you pretty things. I'm going to fix up the outside to make it look good. And I'm going to be nicer to you in this moment. And therefore, we supposed to just move past it. And this is not one of those situations. But that karaoke machine took me back because my mom used to buy me one every Christmas, okay? So I was like, girl, take that karaoke machine with you. But she didn't. She just basically went there to get some dresses and she left. So then we got Rock meeting with the Italians, right? The boss comes up. He don't waste no time. He get out the car and he's like, so you're the broad that's been coming and bringing all this damn drama, okay, up over here. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and let you know that that's not how it goes down over here, right? We don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? He said, I said she had to be out of town because anybody that's from Jersey already know that there's no moving shit in this damn backyard without me getting a taste of it, okay? That is called larceny. And so he basically was like, you know, this is making sense to him, but right now he needs to let them know right where they stand that, you know, and before he could finish, Lou was saying it's a misunderstanding, but Rock says it ain't no misunderstanding and she ain't sorry about shit, okay? She says, I didn't see you outside no buildings, you got no claim. He said, oh, I don't have to be there, okay? That's the beauty of being me. I'm everywhere, okay? And they all start laughing. So he says, bottom line, you know, he go ahead and take this paper from one of the other guys, and he was like, you got to have my stamp of approval, and this is the price, okay? Everybody pays the toll. So, you know what I'm saying? This is my last and final offer. And so Rock over here don't even look at the paper, nothing. Takes the paper and says, you know, okay, yeah, that's your best and final offer, duly noted and considered, and throws the freaking run. Boils the paper up and throws it on the ground and walks away. I said, Rock, you really playing it, miss. You really playing it. So Lou and Marvin look at each other and they go following her, and then he even had to laugh, and he basically, was like, you know what, I think I kind of like her, all right, but we shall see. So now she walking back to the car, and she telling Lou, don't ever freaking apologize for me, and don't ever interrupt me, don't ever speak for me again, and all of this. And she was like, who told you that you could freaking talk about the business or whatever when you barely even want to be in? You questioning me on top of it and all this other stuff, and then you apologizing for me. He's like, yo, I'm trying to keep us alive. At the end of the day, taking out Neek is one thing, but this is a whole nother thing. These is mafia, okay? So she talking about, oh, Lou shook Marvin, are you? And Marvin saying he ain't scared of nobody when he just was agreeing with damn Lou a little while ago. So then they telling, she telling them, go ahead, get rid of the truck and bring in a short bus, and tells Lou if he want to, do solo shit, because this is a team, that he needs to be playing tennis. So Lou tells Marvin, like, yo, you so full of crap. He was like, you acting like a bitch and didn't want to say nothing to her. I'm speaking facts. And Lou is talking about, you listening to all that music in the studio is making you dumb and deaf. Well, rather Marvin, said that to Lou. So then we see Famous. Famous done got this damn apartment, y'all. And Kanan stole this damn money, I guess, to buy what? Weed and drinks for them to have this party and chips and stuff, because he proceeds to say, thank Kanan Stark for coming through, okay, and supplying everything that we need. This is all on him. He telling the people to clap and all of this. And I said, are y'all serious? So this the first thing you do when you get your place Famous, and you still ain't trying to be out here, writing no rhymes or nothing? Like, what is happening here, right? And then they get a knock at the door from these neighbors that's telling Kanan, you need to be quiet, because the lady downstairs will basically complain is a little too, a little bit too loud. And so Kanan was basically like, oh, well, who are y'all, right? And I see it's Miss Andy. I can't think of her, real name, but she plays Andy on Sisters. I see her talking about she's the girl mama, okay, come here. And so Kanan looked like he wanted both of them. He like, wait a minute, I know you lying, that's your mother? And then she like, yeah. She told the daughter she could go in for a minute, but she like, not too long, because I don't want Kanan getting the wrong idea. So Missy come on in the house or whatever to party with them, and not even 2 seconds after she in there, her and Kanan just smacking lips on back or whatever, right? I said, okay. So then we seeing, listen, y'all don't need to show Howard having sex no more, okay? Howard and his damn struggle, damn sex don't need to be seen, okay? I thought seeing have sex was annoying. So, he couldn't even get it up, and homegirl is telling him, don't worry about it. This is something that happens, a whole lot. She says she have this saying that the dick knows more, okay, than the head. And he basically was like, that's your saying. And she was like, yeah, I say it all the time, okay? And so basically he tries to get smart, because he got his damn attitude, and he rolling over to get the money, and he's saying, so you a whole philosopher? And she says, believe it or not, Malcolm, I know some shit about men, okay? But then he starts to confide in her, like, I got a son, right? And she's like, huh? He was like, I got a son that's about your son's age. So she's like, wait a minute, we've been up here messing around doing this for 7 years. I said, 7 years? Not 7 years. And she said, I ain't never seen a picture. I ain't never heard you talk about no son, okay? Where the hell did son come from? So he basically starts to say, like, I just found out about him, and he's basically acting like I'm not his daddy. And she said, because you're not. Okay, you ain't his daddy. You got to get to know him. Somebody can't just pop up and be like, oh, I'm your daddy. That's a lot on the kid. She said, you got to show up for your kid. You got to be there for him. You got to let him know you're there for him. Let him know he can count on you. Let him know that you're in his corner and all of that good stuff, right? And so he's basically just looking at her while she's saying that. She says, be in your son's corner and let him know that you are his daddy, right? So then we had Juke. She's having this moment where she's looking in the mirror and taking down her hair or whatever. And Rock comes asking about Kanan, and she's like, oh, he's at Famous spot. She like, wait, Famous got his place? And she's like, yeah, he got a new place or whatever over in Rochdale. She was like, how the hell he afford that? So she says, well, Crown got to connect with the building. She said, yeah, Crown be knowing everybody, huh? So she says she's supposed to go there later, do Rock want her to tell her anything, so tell him anything. So she was like, nah, I just want to know where he was. So she says, I saw my mom today. She basically tells Rock, and Rock stopped dead in her tracks, baby. Did you catch that? She was like, saw her where? Saw her how? You know? And she came looking for you. So, you know, Juke is basically like, nah, I tracked her down. You know, she's been living uptown. She's been here this whole time. It's crazy. She was living in Harlem. You know, it was actually a little weird seeing her. And so Rock is like, so she's been sitting across from you for all these years, and she never reached out to you. She never came and tracked you down or whatever. So, you know, of course, this makes Juke look a little funny. And she basically was like, and she never thought to find you. And we all saying that, though, Rock, to be honest. And so she tells her, just because somebody is blood, that don't mean they deserve to be in your life, right? And so, you know, she says family is earned, Juke. It's not just given, right? And so I say, yeah, okay, Rock. Then she start asking him, she hungry? And Juke just was like, nah, she was good. So we see that Marvin is counting up this money, and he sees that his money missing. He knows that it's $600. He's like, you know, who else has been here? And then he says, who the hell told you to leave anything in the closet? Because Warrell is the one that left the damn money in the closet, right? And apparently it was supposed to be moved right after. And Warrell slips up and was like, that's how Unique used to do it. So Marvin had to get up and be like, Unique ain't running this shit. Is Unique in here? He looking in his jacket. He looking in the closet. He a sneaky mother. He looking under the table. He said, you work for us, not Unique. So why are you bringing up his damn name? You do it our way, all right? Another reason why we know Warrell should not be here, okay? So he says, you know, I got something I need you to do. So obviously, because he was asking him, did he tell Lou? And he was like, nah, Lou haven't been here, so I couldn't tell him anything. So he was like, you know, we going to handle this or whatever. And then he tells him he got something for him to do, which of course is for him to go and drive the school bus. Now, in the meantime, like I said, freaking Kanan and this girl is literally, okay, down each other damn throats or whatever. You know, she asking him, do he got a girl? And he like, nah, I'm Zolo. And she climbing all on top of him talking about not anymore. I said, whoa, slow down. Okay, we doing a bit much here. But nonetheless, Juke come in and she looking and she like, okay. And she go to the kitchen to get a drink or whatever. And Famous does tell her that he's been writing. I said, okay, Famous, all right, that's what I want to hear. You know, he like, you like my new crib? You know, I'm moving on up. Things is looking up for me. It's working out. I'm writing rhymes again. Now we got to hear these rhymes to see exactly, you know, if they good or not. That's another story. But then Crown comes peeking his head in. And of course, you know, Famous is like, oh, the man of the hour, come on in, let me show you around. You know, Juke is walking in the other direction because she don't really want to be bothered with him. And then Famous is looking at all these girls, and I'm like, are these underage girls? Should you be looking at them? You know, but anyway, Crown is telling him that he gonna get him a drink. So then, you know, Famous comes over to Juke and is like, I got something for you. You know, I was hoping to see you here. And she was like, well, why would you want to see me? And of course, he was like, you know, he got this jam that she would really like. And so he takes out this tape and gives it to her or whatever, like, this is for you. And it was, you know, her name was already wrote on it and everything. So I'm like, okay, let's see what Mr. Famous done came up with. You know, in the meantime, he's still looking back at these damn girls. And I still want to see they damn IDs, okay? So then we had Cartier and, you know, Lou's chilling in the studio. He done came and brought him another mixing board. I don't trust Cartier either, y'all. So I don't know. But Lou is here with him. They having this drink. You know, he's saying, yo, you know, you always coming through quick, fast, and in a hurry. And Cartier says, yeah, you got to be able to fulfill every need when necessary, okay? And he basically was telling Lou, like, you know, you got to get it together, brother. You know what I'm saying? You got to be the head of the damn snake, right? And, you know, Lou's telling him that's what he's trying to do, but he feel like everybody's just keep getting in the way. And so he says, listen, you heard of Lee Iocca? And he was like, who, the car guy? So he was like, yeah, exactly. He's a CEO and chairman of Chrysler. He says that man is a business servant. He knows everything about marketing. You know, he supplies the chain management and all of that. And he was like, at the bottom line, he's the speed of the boss. He's the speed of the team. So he says, that's what you got to be. You got to, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be the boss, you got to get in the pace, you know, that you want things to run, right? And so Lou is just basically like word up, and then he asking for some more of the liquor, and then, you know, Cartier's like, yeah, you like that expensive shit. So we see Rock is back here getting this money, and we do see that now she got security there like she should have had before, watching the money, right? And she comes to the front, and Juliana's telling her, like, look, this guy's still coming in and out, up and down, whichever way he wants to. I don't feel comfortable with this. She was like, you showing weakness. And, you know, Rock is telling her that this is a strategy in this game that we playing. And Juliana's like, I'm not playing no game, okay? I don't want to be a part of your damn game. And I feel like this is another problem for Rock that she's taking too lightly. Remember that Juliana Cousins is her damn plug. So all she got to do is let them know what the situation is too. And that could be a whole nother issue. Then she got the Italians issue. Then she got the daggone Unique issue. And then she got the Howard issue. Rock is really playing hanging her hat above her head, as they say, right? And then 50, give me mine. Kanan comes walking in the room. He's seeing Juke with these dresses. He like, girl, you know, what you doing over here with these dresses? What is going on, okay? So, you know, you got some church clothes going on. And she's like, yeah, I'm actually thinking about going Sunday. He like, what? You catching the Holy Ghost all of a sudden? So she said, well, I need to be cleaned after having to be around damn, you know, famous. I need God to save me because he was doing the most and pushing up on me at his party. So he said, he's always pushing up on you. She's like, yeah, but it was a lot closer than usual, okay? So Kanan was basically laughing. She said, yeah, but, you know, that he wasn't the only one. You was over here with this yourself, okay? So he laughing or whatever, and he sat down, and she was like, nah, seriously, I grabbed some clothes because, you know, I'm supposed to go to my mom's church with her. So he was like, oh, shit, your mom, I forgot all about that. How did it go? And, of course, she's telling him, too, like, it was weird, it was awkward, she didn't know how to feel. She was like, but it was something when she looked into her eyes that she recognized that was so familiar to her. And, of course, again, when these eyes is mentioned, you see a funny response with Kanan, right? It was a funny response when Vernon said it at the prison, and then it was a funny response when Juke is saying it. And she was like, even though I've never been around her and she left me as a baby, like, who even does that? You know, it felt like she knew me and I knew her, and like, you know, she was me before or whatever. She was like, I know it sounds weird, but he was actually like, nah, that's real deep. And I feel like he connected with what she was saying in reference to Howard. But of course, he didn't go into all of that with her because, you know, she already had the conversation with him and was telling him not to say nothing to Rock about it, and, you know, pretty much was saying, nah, that can't be true. So at least we haven't seen them have a conversation about it, you know, on camera, unless this was off camera. And so, you know, we have Symphony and Rock looking at this house. We know she wanted to look into this house, right? And she's showing him, oh, I could have family dinners in this area. I could have the chandelier here. I could get a rug put down and all this stuff. And Symphony is like, what do you want from me? Why am I here? Why the heck do you keep calling me Rock? Like, really, what is the truth? And she basically is like, you know, I know you know all about, you know, how everything works or whatever, and you do the urban planning and shit, so I figured you know about the architecture, what's good, what's not. And he was like, in hardwood floors, and she was like, yeah, in hardwood floors. And he was like, look, I know I said that I didn't want to know what the heck had went down, because, you know, she had said to him, like, you could go if you want to, and he just starts laughing. And then she basically was like, you know, saying that, she wanted him to tell her what she should do and everything. So he says, you know what? You don't got to get rid of the hardwood floors. You actually could put the carpet on top of it, and you could always move it later because hardwood floors never go out of style. Now, what else you wanted? For real, you know? And she basically was saying that, you know, he knows how she likes rugs and all this other stuff, and she likes them to be thick like men. And, you know, they was laughing for a minute or whatever. But then when she tried to grab his hand and be like, let's go look at these bedrooms, he basically pulled her to him, and he was like, look, I know I said that I didn't want to know what happened, but now I do want to know what happened that night that I went and I drove, you know what I'm saying, Kanan down. And so she over here talking about some, you know, oh, I was just protecting Kanan. And he was like, that's it. She was like, yeah. So when they leaving out from seeing the house or whatever, he basically ends up telling her, like, look, don't call me no more. Don't call me no more. Don't bother me no more. Let me move on with my life. Let me go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, do what I got to do, and you do what you got to do, because I feel like it's always going to be from bad to worse. We always going to circle back. You know, it may be the same shit, or it may be even worse than what it was before, and all of that kind of stuff. Now, in the meantime, Bert comes walking in while Unique is on the phone, and she over here talking about, oh, I heard you guys set up. You know, he over here offering her some damn clothes, because she was like, oh, you you know what I'm saying, back open. He was like, I was never closed down. She says, well, you know, from what I heard, you not the one that shot the cop, and yet you got arrested for it, and you should want to, you know, get payback and all this stuff. And he says, nah, I'm good. I don't need to get no playback. She telling him he got played and all of this. So he basically was like, you know, she's saying, you know, I would be pissed if this happened to me. He said, well, that's the difference between me and you. You know, he says, you know, I get down different, detective. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to do all of that. I like live and let live. He says, you know, God grant me the tranquility to be able to do the things I can change and don't mess with the things I can't change, okay, and the wisdom to know the difference. And so she talking about, you know, God grant me the serenity. And he is like, same shit, you know. So he's like, well, is there anything else I can help you with? And she tells him she's going to keep an eye on him. And he tells her, I'm going to keep an eye on you too, okay? So, I see you, all right? So then, you know, basically Symphony ends up saying to Rock, you know, because she was like, well, you a grown man. Like, in other words, I guess you ain't got to answer my calls if I'm calling you, right? And he says to her, remember one time you told me you wanted to be a vacation for me? You know, I was a vacation for you, rather. He says, I never wanted to be a vacation, okay? I wanted to be your home. I said, I know that's right, Symphony. I know that's right, okay? Protect your peace, baby, and stand up for yourself with your fine self, okay? Get the heck away from Rock before she end up getting you killed, okay? So, moving on along from that, you know, he go ahead and leave, and we basically get them setting up this bus for Rael to go ahead and drive over. And of course, as soon as he driving the shit over, he don't even make it over the damn bridge before they on his damn behind and throwing him out the damn bus and driving away with it. In the meantime, Kanan come running down the stairs past Rock, and she coming in the house, and she ask him where he going, and he's basically telling her that he's going to hang with, you know, Famous. But I guess her spidey senses started tingling, okay? So, in the meantime, you got, you know, Rael calling Marvin, telling him what happened. He's like, you gotta be kidding me. So we see that Kanan did not go to Famous, okay? He is outside of damn Howard's house. He's walking up the stairs to go knock on the door. And the whole time I'm like, is Bert gonna be out there? Is Bert gonna be out there? Is Bert gonna be out there? Because we know Bert been lurking, okay? And we hearing, of course, Kanan doing, you know, grown Kanan doing the voiceover saying, you know, sometimes you go searching and you go looking for things or whatever the case may be, right? And trying to find the answers. And basically, you know, sometimes you looking towards the future or whatever, and you trying to figure out what things is going to be. And he basically was saying that, you know, Howard and him just looking back and forth, because Howard comes and open the door, and then Howard is like this, telling him to come inside. And so we see a car looking, and it's Rock, baby, not Bert, okay? And so, you know, you hearing Kanan say, and then there are other heads that's stuck in the past, okay, that do everything in their power to make sure that none of us know who they are. And he basically was like, and that's all this shit is, all right? And that's what life is. And he says, you know, a throwdown between what happened, what used to be, what's gonna happen, all right? And I know that you're wondering, you know what I'm saying, who's going to win this fight. But he says the past, the present, or the future, you know. And at the end of the day, shit, you know what I'm saying, why you asking me, nigga? This is a hot mess, y'all. What is Rock gonna do? What is Rock gonna do? What is Rock gonna do? I'm nervous now, y'all. I'm nervous. What y'all think gonna happen, y'all? What y'all think gonna happen, y'all? Put it in the comments. Let's discuss, all right? Tell me what you liked about this, what you didn't like about this, what you think Rock next move is gonna be, what you think freaking Marvin and Lou about to do, what you think gonna happen with Juke and her damn gone mama, right? I don't think it's gonna go the way Juke think it's gonna go, honey. What is Bert gonna do? Is she about to get herself killed? Is Rael about to get himself killed? Put it all in the comments. Let's discuss. Make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Okay, y'all? Till next time. Toodaloo.